Intellectuals with James Kirklin.
Powerful and provocative. Prophetic and practical.
Intellectuals
Informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectuals
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectuals with James.
Jimmy, reach out and see if you can get Ashley. Don't be scaring me like that, girl. I don't play like. Oh, I don't know who that is. Get off my stuff. Oh, shuck it. Ashley in uniform tonight. Now you sideways. There we go.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up, Shantae? Hey, I'm going to play this again. So I'm giving them like another 2.5 minutes or so before we get started with the introduction. Those that are listening already, if you go ahead and share this stream, and we can get people in at the beginning, and that will actually enable us to have a good foundation to build from with our conversation tonight. But I'm going to do this musical interlude one more time. One more time. People still be.
I'm going to go ahead and share this to.
Yeah.
Hey, Shantae, girl.
Share it to my page. Share it to my page, Ashley.
Okay, I'll tag you in it.
Thank you.
I'm going to run this music one more time. Everybody, please. I see 5 people in the room so far, plus Jimmy and myself and Ashley. So if everybody would share this, we could probably go to 10, 14 people real quick. Shantae, good to see you. Thank you so much. You always support every week, and you don't know how appreciative I am for that. And if y'all could continue to talk it up. So, doing good so far. Okay, all right, Brandy just shared it. You need somebody else. I need to see it. It shows me when y'all share it. You know that, right? So if y'all,
so what you saying, James? Don't be lying.
If you share it, then I'll see it, and I'll be like, shout out to Brandy for just sharing it. Shout out to Ashley for sharing it. And I'm just waiting on some more people to share it so I can say shout out to you too. It don't take but a second. I promise you won't miss anything. You won't miss a thing. Where's my other phone? Let me share it to a couple of my people. Man, we had so much fun in the studio making this little music right here.
I remember when you first did this.
And it was just a spur of the moment thing too, man. It was so
I remember when you did it because you sent it to me actually.
I sure did. I sent it to you immediately, didn't I? I must like you a little bit.
Huh?
I must like you a little bit. I sent it to you immediately.
You love me.
I what?
You love me.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he does that
How
part
can
like
you not? I'm a lovable person.
We got to get started. We're losing people. we dropped from 5 to 3.
People are gonna come in and jump out. So keep going and keep talking.
Last week we had a good time. I think 7, 8. We had 7 or 8 people within the first like 5 minutes. Let me cut this off. Music gone. It's off. I'm taking care of some technical difficulties. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, everything is good. It's a blessing to be here. I want to, I'm about outcomes, and I think we can have some outcomes tonight.
Man, everything ain't that serious though, Jimmy. So let's get that understood. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get that understood. All right. I want everybody in. What's up, Anthony? I like to see Anthony. I'm gonna tell you why.
Hey, Anthony.
I like to see Anthony because Anthony is a man. Women come and listen because they want to argue and debate and all that stuff. Some do, some want information. I'm not pointing no category. But when you can get men to listen on a weekly basis, that's something, and I appreciate people like Anthony and Otis and all the other guys and Shantae and all of y'all that are here. But let me say this hold on, I'm trying to get all my little shares together. Copy link. I'm going to share it. Did you share it already in the group, Ashley?
I did in both groups, After Dark and the regular.
After Dark people might not really want to mess with me.
Listen, they want to know too. You're not gonna come for my people, okay?
I ain't coming for them. I just made
don't come for my people.
Man, let me tell you something. But the way I like the way me and you fight, because we fight like with pillows. You know what I'm saying? So if we fight with pillows, don't nobody get hurt. And I don't want no hurt feelings.
Absolutely.
I'm like Jimmy. I want outcomes, but I want everybody to leave with like a pillow. Discipline don't feel like abuse. They feel a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Shantae, I guess you need to send Shantae invite to the After Dark group because she just said After Dark. That's Shantae, a whole other group. I don't even go, Shantae. I'm trying to stay. I want to stay safe, something like that. So I try to stay out of that little group, right?
After Dark don't make you unsafe.
Some of the thoughts that might derive from some of the posts, it might make me unsafe.
But listen.
I'm listening.
First, especially if you are married, some of those things in After Dark can help you in your relationship. Okay?
But I'm not married, so
I'm just saying. Yeah. So don't make it. And then listen, you can learn.
I'm very not married.
Listen, you can learn.
I don't want to learn. We're gonna learn.
You can have
my next
those
wife,
things.
we're gonna learn together. I don't want to learn. My next wife, we're gonna learn together. We're gonna buy us a book.
Yeah, but you can help her.
We're gonna hire us a therapist. No, we ain't gonna hire no therapist.
You don't need no therapist in there. You just need to get it done. Tell her what you like.
I'm asking, say, can I call Ashley so Ashley can tell us what we send us some memes right quick?
Whatever you need to do, I would definitely help. Because now I do like to talk about those types of
things. I'm old school. I guess I'm still shy about certain things. Pray for me.
You ain't shy.
It
just takes the right person to bring it out of you.
Boring. I might be. Let's start again though. Ashley, how was your day?
My day was wonderful. I was off work.
Today?
I'm so excited about it.
You didn't call me all day long?
I was trying to handle my business because I don't get to be off. I stay on the phone helping folks all the time. I wanted to have a me time. And best believe there are some people that were pretty upset about the fact that they did not know I was out. And that's cool. I'm okay with that because it was about me.
Shantae said she was off today too.
Shantae, you was out, girl.
Jimmy's self-employed though. So Jimmy worked for the kingdom and for himself. So he ain't got to worry about punching nobody's clock. But I might have to end up punching somebody's clock before it's over with. But if I punch it, I'm gonna try to break it when I punch it. That's how hard I'm gonna
break it down.
That's how hard I'm gonna hit it because it's hard for me to work for anybody else. Hey, who else is in the chat? Y'all say hello. Drop a 1, drop a 2, drop a heart, drop a clap, drop something in the chat. Let me know you're there so we can get this conversation started. We're getting there now. I'm about ready. 8 minutes in. And tonight we are talking about the other man, the other woman. Let me tell you how this subject came about. Believe it or not, I'm listening. I want to hear, hey, what's up, Miss LaFay Perez? What's going on? I'm listening to you all, and I'm hearing what you say you want to discuss. And I had somebody come through to me a couple of weeks ago. Somebody wanted me to talk about co-parenting, and we kind of touched on that through relationships. This week, someone wanted me to talk about talking about relationships. Should a person be off limits in the relationships? And we kind of developed that thought into a little bit more. And we're going to really kind of get into that tonight. But let me put some disclaimers out there up front. First of all, let me say this. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I might think a little different on some things, but I can't prescribe no medicine. I can't do any of that. So don't come to me looking for answers. Now, I can give you some advice. Jimmy can give you some advice. Ashley can give you some advice. And mostly what I do is I share advice through my life experiences, if that makes sense. It's some things that I've done in my little 49 years of living that I made some mistakes, and I admit my mistakes. If anybody knows me, if you've been listening for the last couple of weeks, I'm super transparent. I tell people that for the most part, my ex-wife is off limits. You can't get me to say a bad word about her because she ain't did nothing to me. I'm obviously we messed up. Because we're separated, we're divorced. That's so I understand it. So I want to say that first of all, we don't profess to know it all. So don't think that we're the end all be all. And I don't want either one of us to operate from that platform either. Okay, we're just going to share what we can share the best way we can. Second thing is that most of this is for entertainment purposes. Okay, so we're having good conversations. Most of us are adults. Most of us are grown. All of us are grown for the most part. And we all share ideas. That's why I include your ideas when you share those in the chat. I share those on the screen because I want us all to communicate. And we use Bible sometimes because most of us have a Christian foundation. Sometimes we just want to come and reason together and just have a conversation. So I don't ever want you to feel attacked. I don't want you to feel like we suffer from point the finger writers, because I can't point the finger at you, because I promise you, if I go in the other room right now and look in the mirror, I promise I'm going to see something that's off. And because I'm not perfect, I can't try to operate from the role of the deity. I'm just James, if that's okay. So operating with those rules, operating from that premise, let's go forward. Now, the goal of all of this, what you say, Anthony, I know all about a lot and a lot about a little. Yeah, jack of all trades and a master of none is what my grandmama would call it. But anyway, so the goal is healthy and happy relationships. That's what I would like to see. I believe, and I think Jimmy and Ashley both agree, that if African Americans could get to a point and to a place where we promote happy and healthy relationships. Now, I'm not going to go down this other road. I promote heterosexual relationships. Now, whatever else other people do, that's on them. Love is love. I get all that. It's not as blind. I mean, I get do what you do. But me personally, I promote happy, healthy, and heterosexual relationships. But let me drop this one for free. Everybody don't want to see you happy.
Come on now.
Everybody, just because you're in a relationship, everybody does not want to see you happy in your relationship. And because they don't want to see you happy in your relationship, they'll do things to try to mess up and to damage your relationship. Am I on point, Jimmy and Ashley, so far?
Absolutely.
Okay. So with that being understood, because people don't want to see you happy in relationships, what they do is they promote. I know, me personally, I know people that can see you in a relationship and will still try to crack on you. Has anybody else been ever hit on while you were in a relationship?
To be honest with you, it seems as though we become more shiny, for the lack of better words, like when we are in a relationship. It's almost like everybody say, "Don't nobody want me until I got somebody."
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing like a wedding ring being a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a wedding ring to some people is a magnet. I remember I had a woman tell me when I used to wear my wedding ring that they would prefer. I'm just being honest. I'm telling the truth. I had one tell me a long time ago that they would prefer I be married because that means they could send me back home.
A lot of us want what we can't have.
Yeah, I agree.
And we'll take it however we can get it. So if that means being the side man or the side woman, then we'll do that.
That's what I want, and that's why I'm glad you said that. So some people are cool just being the side piece. Mm-hmm. I mean, and part of that is, I mean, I get it because people are lonely. You got 3 million more black women, and I hate to hear the term black women because we say it so much on this show. I hate to hear, but we have 3 million more in the African American community. Let me say it like that. I'm gonna do it that way. In the African American community, we have 3 million more women than we do men. So numerically, that means that some people are going to be left out. So with that being said, I'm afraid that some people have reduced their value to the point where they're comfortable just being the side piece. And so what I did today was I looked up an article. Typically when I do a show, I try to find an angle and then I'll Google something related to it. And I saw this one, this chick named Sydney, this young lady named Sydney. She has a blog and she gave several rules for being the side piece. Okay. So for the next
rules for being a side piece?
That's sorry, what?
You said it's some rules to be a side piece?
Oh, I thought you said side B. I said, oh my gosh, she cussing on the show like somebody
No,
else.
no, 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 no.
You can though. We grown because every now and then.
No. I wouldn't say that though.
Actually, you know what she said? She called it the art of being the side piece.
Oh, it's an art to it.
Yeah. And
I'm listening, James. I want to hear this.
All right. So and I think everybody else want to hear it for too. Okay. So the first art and rule for being the side piece is to realize. You want to read that out loud for me, Ashley?
Where I don't see this. Where is it?
You gonna see it on the screen? You can't see it? Oh, you can't see the screen?
I don't see it's the only thing that's on here says you don't matter.
That's the first rule, duh.
Oh, James.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. That is the first
you
rule.
had
You
some
got it.
philosophical answer.
No.
Question.
No. We're doing the
Okay,
rules.
I got it. I'm together.
Y'all, I'm gonna rewind for about half a second. All right, so what I was hey, Ashley, read the first rule for me again, please.
You don't matter.
That's the first rule for being a side piece. The problem, we talked about it earlier. A lot of times, as being a side piece, somebody want to catch feelings, right? And so when they start catching feelings, then they get to the point where they don't want to play their position. So if they start thinking that they don't play their position, then they start thinking that they actually matter. Does that make sense? So a rule for a side piece is you don't matter. What you say? Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Well, you know, I like to deal with the psyche and the soul. And so if you're a side piece, that means you can't see yourself as a whole piece. Okay? If you succumb to being a side piece, that's an indication that you can't see yourself as a whole piece. So you don't even matter to yourself if you assume that type of role.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You don't matter. How can you matter to somebody else when you don't matter to your own self?
That's a good point. That's a good point. What you think, Ashley?
I clicked off. What was are you talking about?
We feel on you don't matter.
Oh, I don't have anything to say on that. I mean, if that's the rule of the game, I think a lot of times people that air quote are side pieces or go into it as being a side piece, they soon want to matter, if that makes sense. They want to assume the role of being, I don't like to say number one, because if I'm in a relationship, I don't want to be number one. I want to be the only one. But they want to assume the role of being number one instead of the second.
You think that go ahead.
What I'm saying is she can't even see herself. You know, that's a desire, but for her to position her own self less than the only one, that's a self-esteem issue.
That's what Ashley just said. She just said she didn't say anything in contradiction to what you just said. She said
no.
Yeah, she basically said what you said. Yeah.
I was just piggybacking on what she was saying.
Okay. I thought you sometimes I hear your language, it kind of sounds like you saying what I was saying was. So you actually said no, what I was saying was. That kind of seemed like you were contradicting what she was saying. But y'all were actually saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Ashley saying, because she gave the practical example of what you just said. She said she don't want to be. She said she want to be the only one.
Right.
Just one. And it's because some people are cool being the number one side.
Number one.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Well, the number one woman, listen, not even the number one side piece, the number one woman, period. You know, just think about it. When women talk about, you know, I'm his number one. Okay. So you number one, and then we got, even if I'm the woman, so to speak, I'm the main chick. And then we got the side chicks. No, I don't want to be the main chick. I want to be the only chick.
Are you talking? You ain't even talking about the side piece at all. You saying if you're the individual woman, you just only want to be the only one. But let's talk about the side piece though. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is when you go to talking about it doesn't matter, or they don't matter. See, they go into this realizing that really what they want and needs and everything that they have, they don't really care. you know, they're just trying to satisfy whatever sexual appetites that they have at the moment, or, you know, whatever loss and void that they're not getting filled at that time. Now, this is just my assumption, because I'm not a man. Well, I am a woman. And a lot of times if we get side pieces or we get other men, it's most of the time because of something that we're lacking or we feel like we're lacking. And so a lot of times that man don't realize that it really doesn't matter, because if my man started doing everything that I'm having you over here do, then I'm gonna stop messing with you anyway.
All right, and that leads to the second one. Okay, the second rule for being a side piece is you will never be the main.
See,
but I know people that were in relationships, illicit affairs, that ended up like getting married and stuff.
They still ain't gonna be only one.
So you think if a person cheats with you, they'll cheat on you?
Hell yeah. I mean, the what changed? The woman or the man changed? What changed? Because before you get, let me say this, before you get into, I don't want to be with if you my side dude or I'm your side, whatever, I don't want you to leave your woman for me, because we're not gonna be together.
Hey, hold on, Shantae, the relationship I'm talking about, the woman was cheating on her husband and the man was cheating on his wife. So why are you just saying he's still gonna have another one? I mean, they both were cheating. It wasn't. So let's I mean, now listen, let's not make it gender specific. I think people cheat, and I know women that cheat just as much as men cheat. I mean, I've been approached by. Now I'm not gonna say, not tell nobody's business like
that. Don't you do it?
Yeah, but I've been approached, and it wasn't by men, definitely, but they were married. So women cheat just as much as men cheat. And so with that being said, they're looking for something. Now, I think women and men cheat for different reasons. I think a lot of times the man cheats more so for a physical reason. I think women cheat more so when they're looking for something emotional. I think if a woman is in a marriage and she has made the decision to cheat, most of them pretty much have already left. Mentally, you think so? Or are they just a serial cheater at that point?
If a woman has decided to cheat, I feel as though it's something that he ain't doing something for me at the house. And that may be the same reason that men cheat, but you know, we are emotional creatures. Let me go ahead and be the.
So you saying that she's not getting her needs satisfied?
It ain't even necessarily the need with a lot of times we as women, we want time. And when we don't get the time, because I can speak for me. I can go a long time without necessarily having sex, because my intimacy level has very little to do with penetration. So having actual physical intercourse with my mate is not necessarily something that I always have to have. It's the other portion of intimacy.
Mental.
It's the mental aspect of the intimacy levels that I want.
We can see the physical.
Exactly. And so a lot of times if you're receiving that from someone else, you may not ever make it to the intercourse part with that person, but just the mental intimacy that you have with that person is where I feel like it's cheating, because every time, like I said, everything is not physical when you cheat, and the cheating actually starts before you even make it to that.
Right.
And Corey agrees with me. Corey Crusterson. I think he's
most times when a woman cheats physically, mentally, she's already
out of there.
Yes, Corey. Yes,
she's out of there. If she makes a decision that she's gonna cheat, she's out of there. I mean, now I'm talking about a good one. Now, if you get, like I said, I'm sure we all know some serial people who just cheat just to be cheating. But if a woman is like 100% into you, she put up with all your mess, y'all have grown together, and then all of a sudden she's, you know, what's the old song said? When a woman's fed up,
ain't
nothing you can do about it. So when she makes that conscious decision that she's gonna step out, she's out of there, man. She's out of there.
Because we done had to bar beg and steal your time and everything else, and so now we're exhausted behind all of the efforts that we have tried. And this goes back to when we were talking a week or so ago about nagging. That's when y'all get the nagging, because we're fed up. And now it's like, you don't hear me, when it's almost like with your children, they don't hear you until you go to yelling. And so now I'm yelling to you, this is what I need, this is what I'm lacking, and you're not hearing me. Hell, do you care?
Well, let me explain that disconnect. That men are logical, and we have an issue with understanding your feelings, what that feels like. You are emotional. And so what men have a problem with, and this is where men have to do better. The reason most of the time women step out is because of the main reason, we don't listen. We're not listening. And she's saying we're not listening to how she feels. We keep on saying, I can hear you, but no, you don't hear her. You see what I'm saying? You don't understand how she's feeling. She's wanting you to connect with her feelings. And we're constantly dealing with logic, talking about, I hear you, I understand, but that's not what she's saying. So when a lot of that takes place, women get fed up, and it's mainly behind a man not understanding that he is not listening to her emotion, and she gets fed up with that. And all she's trying to do, even when she steps out, is to connect with someone emotionally.
Just because you're in a relationship. What was that?
That was me listening to this on my laptop. I'm looking at the stuff on my laptop.
Okay. Ooh, girl, I thought I had ghosts. Okay.
No.
So, all right. So everybody's in the chat right now. Tonight we're talking about the other man, the other woman, and what we're doing at this point is we're talking about how people aren't always happy to see you in healthy relationships. So they'll do things to damage their health, and some have resorted to even becoming side pieces. And what we're doing for the first half of the show is we're talking about rules, if you will, for the side pieces. Now, understand, it was not a man that made up these rules. It was a woman that made up these rules. And she put in the disclaimer saying that that doesn't necessarily mean that she has been a side piece, but she does have rules for side pieces. Here's the next one. The next one is, when you are the side piece, she's saying that you should be quiet. She's saying that you should be quiet. In other words, don't be out telling everybody that you're in a relationship, or that's your man, or that's your woman. I mean, that's, like I said, I think that's still part of what I talked about earlier, learning how to play the position. Now, listen, I know last week we talked about why men cheat, or why people cheat, and I know we didn't have any cheaters in the room. This week, I know we're talking about side pieces. I know this is like talking in a foreign language, because nobody in here has ever cheated, and nobody in here has never been a side piece before, thank God. And so
knowingly, they may not have been one knowingly.
No, some of them had knew it, and I'm just being facetious by what I'm saying. But Shantae said, when we're talking about being quiet, Shantae said something, a rule to the side piece. Look what she said. Read it.
You shouldn't be running your mouth because that's not your man. What you said, Shantae. But see, this is the thing too, because see, y'all get with these women who don't have a thing.
You know, that pointing the finger stuff, though. I'm just gonna let you know you did it, okay?
I'm sorry. Let me take it back. Y'all get with these women and men. I'll say men, because we got some messy men out here too now. They don't know how to, they be out here talking about the pee.
Yeah.
And they want everybody to know that they get.
Mess around and get back in the day, you'll get killed for that stuff too.
And will. But what happens is we get with these people who have not a thing to lose, they have no attachment to anyone, and so now they want to run their mouth because they being reckless.
Yep.
They're trying to wreck a home.
They are. And see, a lot of times, I speak from the female perspective. A lot of times it's more of a challenge because, I see, girl, she always, out with him. He always doing X, Y, Z. And women, I know we want to boast and brag on our men sometimes, but sometimes you got to just let what's understood ain't got to be explained. If he out here doing what he got to do for you, keep that to yourself. Because see, people pick that stuff up and then they be like, well, let me try to figure out if he gonna pay my bills all the time, if he gonna take me on trips. It's a challenge. And then what happens is it's, well, girl, she thinks she got him something. He was just in my inbox.
Yeah.
Okay. So now go ahead.
And you see people like that blast people all the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, they will blast. I mean, if somebody get in their inbox, they putting it out all on Facebook. I'm doing this, all that kind of stuff. And I get it. They're wrong. But you mess around and get somebody killed doing some of that kind of stuff.
Baby. And they always try to, what gets me is that when you are a side, because we go talk about this being quiet. When you are a side piece, you always want to put out what you think that the wife is not doing or the husband is not doing. A lot of times they can be doing everything, and I do mean everything.
Absolutely.
And then you just want to get out there and do something.
Right. And Nita Bohannon said, broken consciousness has no feminine energy. Close your mouth. See that?
Period.
When
and your legs sometimes.
Because if you have a broken conscience, if you succumb to being a side piece, you don't see your value and your worth more than being a side piece. Yeah, you need to be quiet.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody's ever viewed you as anything more than a side piece, then hey,
that's that. Like you said, if you've reduced, like y'all said, if you reduce your value to the point where you're comfortable just being the side piece, you know what I'm saying? That's a tough place to be. That's a tough place to be in. Like I said, and then like I said, when you look at the numbers, and the shortage of men, and now so many have turned gay and all these other, I don't know, turned born, whatever they call it. But and so that means that's lowering that pool as well. So you got a lot of lonely women that will settle for being a side piece. Nita Bohannon, I like what you just said. Nita Bohannon said for some it's just a safe place.
Yeah, everybody. In other words, what she's saying is a lot of women are saying I'd rather have a piece than none at all.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of women are resulting to. I'd rather have a piece of a man than no man at all.
Corey giving some good stuff tonight.
Yes, Corey, that's definitely a good one, Corey.
He said relationships outside the house is a problem, period. Relations not so much.
Right.
Now let's unpack that statement. I want to talk about that a little bit. I mean, Corey, you just made us take a left turn right quick, but sometimes I don't mind going down certain streets, especially when they're well lit. And that was really well lit. He said relationships outside the house is a problem. Oh Lord, here come Al Crater block. No, I'm joking. Relationship outside the house is a problem, period. Relations, not so much. Now, Corey, I'm going to send you a link because I want you to come on and say what you just said. Look, I'm going to put the link in the chat, Corey, and I want you to come on and explain your position if you don't mind. Here the link is. All you gotta do is click on it and come in. That's it right there in the chat. And let me see if I can send it to you in your screen. Because I don't want to speak for you because that has some profound.
Do you got it, or you want me to send it?
Can you send the link to him?
I can.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and send it to him because he's not my friend on Facebook.
I do. I've had this conversation with Mr. Corey. So I would like for him to explain that.
I want him to explain it because that's a good statement. And Al Crater said Betty Wright groomed them. Tonight is the night that you. Corey, you gonna come here, man? Please come here. Come here. Click on that link, please.
I just sent him the link.
He said relationships outside that is a male statement if I've ever heard one. Absolutely. But it makes so much sense.
And it's a brave statement too, though.
But it's some depth in that statement.
Yes.
It really is some. Yeah, Patricia Morton says she ain't no cleanup woman, but it's a whole lot of Jodys out here, Jack. Y'all remember who Jody was? On Marvin C. used to talk about Jody. Jody was the cleanup man. Jody would show up every time the married man would leave the house and come and kick it with the woman. But listen, I want to explore that. And if he don't come on in a second, we're gonna have to move on. But he said relationships outside the house. While he's coming on, everybody please share this thread so we can try to get these numbers back up where we were a moment ago. Relationships outside the house is a problem, period. But relations not so much. So what it sounds like he's saying is when you have gotten to the point where you're in a relationship, that's a problem. Because as Jimmy said last week, as I've said, as a lot of men have said, when you talk about relations to us, sometimes that's just sex.
He says that he's not going to be able to get on at the moment.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Yeah. For us, relations is just that. I don't do that with my heart. I don't do that. I'm not in love with you. I'm not trying to do And this is just something that's totally physical. And when I get through, I can get up and go right back home. Like it was like shooting basketball.
Yeah,
So,
sex
however, the
is
flip,
not-
so however, the flip side of what he is saying is, it's not the act of the art of what is going on. It's when you men start getting into these relationships with these women outside of your home. That's what, in essence, creates the problem.
That's what creates the problem. Because when we start getting into relationships, that's when we get reckless.
Yeah, because
Ooh.
when you treating number two like number one,
that's the problem.
That's an issue, and that's where the competition come in, and that's where the disrespect evolves. And now the main chick got a real problem because you paying bills over there like you paying bills over here. That's an issue.
Now, hey,
You see what I'm saying? So the woman, the main chick ain't going like that. She just not going, you know what I'm saying? Now the side piece, she with that because it's beneficial to her. Absolutely. To shut her mouth and play her role. But the main chick ain't gonna go for that. Not Absolutely. A real woman.
And Corey just said something else. He said because when we, the man, when we mess around and start that relationship outside the home, then we start to try to take care of two households. Corey said something crazy.
What I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Women watch your patterns. So
absolutely.
If we start coming in later, start doing certain things, you know,
y'all ain't coming straight home from work.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go to the bank where you weren't carrying cash all the time. You got to go to the bank
and think about that one. Yeah,
you got to get cash and crap, and you know, you got to get up and go earlier to work and all of that stuff.
Yeah, and Al's right. We're not saying that only men cheat. Women cheat just as much as men cheat.
Absolutely,
probably more because if it's a larger pool. They slick with it, but
you know what?
What's that?
I'm gonna say they because I don't be down here doing this stuff.
How you know they be telling you? How you know they be telling you?
Listen, I have conversations with a lot of people, and you know we had these talks. People feel real comfortable, not comfortable talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna spit on my doggone keyboard.
But what it is we don't start treating the side man better than we treat our men at home. We still take care of, we still, you know, handle up business. We still slide down the pole. Hopefully they ain't sliding down the pole on the same day that they done slid down on his, but they still doing everything that you need. That's a whole nother story, James.
You saw my mouth drop there.
Yeah, I think. Listen,
I gotta get
you just never know, honey. Because just think about it. If I had to screw Johnny on today, and here come my husband talking about he going, what you gonna tell him? That's something to think about, huh?
You gotta go with what you know.
But I'm just saying that
I don't about vinegar and water or something.
Dirty stuff. And I ain't gonna even lie to you because you know I'm a realist when it comes to certain stuff. I would eat her lunch if I found out that you done screwed me and you done screwed another man the same day, and you probably, because I can't even think about nothing else that you screw me.
That ain't nothing new.
I can't even fathom that you use protection with this person. Then if I done got some oral and did you with some, I'm ready to. Ooh wee! And I'm
you see what Al said? She just watched that cootie cat and keep it moving.
Oh baby!
Now, Al is gonna add something.
She's gonna take a bird bath real quick.
Huh?
She's gonna take a bird bath.
They ain't taking no deluxe. They taking deluxe hoe baths. Okay, that means you get all the way in the shower,
right?
And you gonna, get it together.
They over the sink with it. They over the sink with soap. They over.
They're not doing it.
One leg up.
If they got to screw their man in the same day that they screw Jimmy, they gonna get in the shower and do a deluxe hoe bath.
Say Jimmy like that one more time.
Jimmy.
That's how Kawana said it a couple of weeks ago. She said, Mr. Jimmy.
Mr. Jimmy.
I hope she come back on. I got to put somebody on my block list. I ain't got a chance to block nobody yet. Somebody make me mad so I can block y'all. I was looking at that. I didn't realize I had a block list. I need to find somebody I can block. No, I'm joking.
Lord have mercy.
But listen, real talk. Everybody's in the chat right now. Listen, we're talking about rules for side pieces. The side pieces should have rules. Some of y'all do not know how to play your position. You think you're the main one, and you're not the main one. Play your role. It's already wrong. So no, I'm just joking. Do me a favor, everybody. Share this stream right quick, and we're gonna move on. All right. Patricia Morton said, you can smell latex. That's true. So, but if they're using latex, then
exactly. So they ain't using nothing nasty.
Right. Then, but Corey said something. But Corey said, if a coochie smell like, why am I saying this? Y'all gonna make me have to repent after this show's over.
If a coochie smell like soap.
And her feet stink.
Read the rest of that. I'm not gonna read the rest of that.
And her feet stink. That's a problem.
That's an oxymoron. It don't go together.
At all.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, we need something.
Real talk. We need to take a quick praise break. We need to take a praise break right quick. Y'all got me laughing over here. He said if a coochie smell like soap and her feet, that means she didn't wash her whole body. She washed the pertinent area, but didn't. I'm done. Next reason, I still got some more, but I might not make it through all of them. All right. So the next one is I have to be quiet. I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to say that. I think that's I don't want to say that one. The next one is don't be faithful. Why are you faithful to somebody that ain't even your?
Hey,
that's why it's not a lot of women around, because they being faithful to married men.
Listen, I just had this conversation with somebody. Like, how do y'all be requiring these women to be faithful to you? And then why y'all be doing it? Listen, ladies.
You need to flip that around, because I know some women that expect the man to be faithful to them. And they be in a whole they be in a whole marriage or a whole relationship and think you're supposed to be faithful to them.
Listen, I'm just trying to say, I don't have a desire to be no side piece, because I have too many. When I call you at 11, 12 o'clock at night, I don't need no excuses on what she got going, who she with, what you need to do. I need you to come. So I don't have a desire to be no side piece. However,
you call me at 12 o'clock, I've mastered. I'll be like, hello.
Whatever you better come on. That's all I'm saying. You better get up and come. Listen, if you can't answer my phone calls after a certain hours, if I'm stranded on the side of the road or doing, you can't do none of that to help me. I can't be no side piece. I got too many.
Going to voicemail.
Listen, I got too many. I ain't gonna say list of demands, but it's too much that I be needing for you to do for me to be over here. You talking about I was asleep last night. I had to turn my phone on silent. Oh, okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna answer. I'm just gonna say, I'm sleep. Real good.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, but I can't. How you being faithful to somebody else, man, or how you being faithful to somebody else, woman?
Listen, let me ask you this, because I had this conversation with a couple of women before. One of them was recently divorced, and but we was talking about a married woman cheating with a man. I'm gonna get to Corey in a minute.
I'm not gonna play with you.
She was talking about a married woman messing with a single man. And I said, well, how can a married woman expect a single man to be faithful? She said, trust me, if she's made the decision to cheat with you, she expects you to be the only one she's cheating with. And she expects her to only be the one. Because women cheat, like Jimmy said, women cheat with their emotions. Right. And so when they get them, some women, not all of them, but especially married women, if they cheat with their emotions, then they got everything invested in it. So they're saying they putting all in. They think you should put all in as well.
That ain't his fault. So that ain't his fault that you putting all you in.
Yeah, that
ain't his problem.
Matter of fact, he didn't tell you to do that. Who told you to do
at
that?
all?
There was no. Watch this. There was no conversation. There go the issue right there. There was not a conversation.
Who has conversations about when does that conversation? The conversation that you always talk about. When does that conversation take place?
Well, it need to take place for anybody to make an assumption that somebody is they man or woman when it's not, and quit being delusional. Is
that conversation before having sex the first time?
It need to come
when I get your phone number.
No, it need to be as it flows. It need to be get right off the top, so it won't be no assumption, because the main reason there's a misunderstanding and a non-comprehension, because people are assuming that we together and ain't nobody had no conversation. I didn't tell you that.
All right, we're gonna get in that conversation later. So let's put a pin right there, because I want to talk about that in depth a little bit later. Right. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next reason. Listen. If you're a side piece, I don't know who you are. You listen, because some of y'all might be eavesdropping and you might be a side piece. But as a side piece, let me give you the rules. Don't be faithful to whoever, because you know what? You might want to get into a relationship of your own one day, right? Maybe you get delivered from being a side.
And they get mad. Now.
You might
I
get
know
delivered.
somebody, and I can't say because who they are, but literally got.
Can I send out oil for $9.99 a bottle so they can lay hands on themselves? They said they would never be a side piece again. No,
Listen,
I'm
now this was a man. This man got mad. I mean, fight mad. He was like having like emotional like breakdowns, like ready to fight folks because this girl had went and got her a man, and he was like, "If I seem like I'm upset, it's because my girl got her a man." I said,
more demoralizing.
I said, "Bro, you got
a whole what? Yeah, a whole what? He don't know. We ain't say nothing about his name. Who?
He got a whole woman. I'm just trying to figure out how you mad because this woman, she decided she wanted to get her man. Because you
can't. Al Crater. Let's drop some names. He said, "Let's drop some names." I'm gonna say everybody say
Al. I'm not listen. I'm not dealing with Al today because he already done got on here with this crap talking about folks got options and all of that.
We need him. I need everybody else, and I need everybody to share this thread right quick and like.
That man said, if y'all gonna do a show, drop some names. Listen, Al.
I ain't dropping no names. I got.
Although I got some goons on my team, 2 of them being on the live right now, I'm not dropping no names. Okay, I don't put my people in situations that can be avoided.
We just using the scenarios. We're just using the scenarios. And Corey said, some side, and this is really what has messed the game up. These old sugar daddies out here messing up the game because some side chick, it's a bunch of dudes in here tonight. Y'all see that?
I see them on them out.
Are taken care of very well to remain silent. That's true. And a man don't have a problem investing in something that's bringing pleasure to his life. And then Stephen Brown backed it up. That's because he is spending a lot of money on this lady. He is invested in this particular lady. Right. So I'm gonna let y'all talk about that for a minute.
He was saying something about the well kept. That's the reason why they be coming out, because that y'all stop paying them their money.
Yeah, it be hush money.
Mm-hmm.
But see,
or they want to be your boo.
Right.
Boo-boo.
After a while, it gets turned up. She want more than the hush money. Now she want more time.
She want time. She want to be your wife now. She wants you to leave your wife. But you
know what? That can go both ways though, because she might just want the money.
And
like my boy just said, like Steven just said, he's invested because he is spending a lot of money.
Right
now, Corey is saying that they remain silent because they're taken care of. But Corey, here's the question, and you can answer it in the chat because I know you can't come on. So does that mean that she stops being silent when she stopped getting the money?
Heck yeah.
Is that?
Oh, there's another reason. But
let me expand that question. Let me expand that question a little bit more. Does she remain? And hold your question, please. Does she remain? God, I kind of forgot mine at that moment. Does she remain silent at that moment until she stops getting the money, or does he have a different type of expectation because he is giving the money? I mean, go ahead, Jim. What were you gonna say?
No, I will go. I'm just flowing with you. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. But that's the question, Corey. Yeah, he already answered. He said, "Yeah."
Look what Denise said.
Denise, yes. Denise, I was going to spotlight on that, honey. Yes, ma'am. You are exactly right. If they wouldn't be side chicks, if they wouldn't get in the mix.
That's right, Al.
Look what Corey said. Look what Corey said. Now, look what.
Let me see.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's see what.
I tried to hold back long as I could. Corey done brought it out.
Let me get my mute button ready. Go ahead.
You're
trying to hold back.
So Corey, you said, or her feelings get involved, and I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say, men stop making these women think that they are much more than what they are, because it's her feelings get involved because of the stuff that you all say and do. You get to making them feel like they are much more than what they are, and y'all be telling them unrealistic crap like you gonna leave your wife. How about that?
That's true. But that's why I like Miss Perez, because Miss Perez is she's so balanced in her approach. She don't just talk from one side, because everybody talk. Y'all know it's side dudes just as much as it's side women out here, right?
Absolutely.
And women make the man the side dude, right? Just like men make a woman a side piece, they both go. It goes, but we get them for different reasons.
They love to holler it go. Women, y'all love to holler it go both ways. It go both ways.
It goes both ways. And women cheat for different reasons. Women are trying to get something satisfied physically. most of the time. Because when she cheat, she's going all in, and she probably. Now I'm not gonna go that in depth with with that part of it. When she goes in, she's going all the way in. Especially a woman who's cheating on her husband. I'm saying, it is what it is. What you say, Steve? Steven said, this is my homeboy. He said, when you stop giving them bread, they only go to the next team member. Well,
now when you stop giving them bread, they finna come in and F up your whole world.
If you stop giving them bread, you better hope they go on to the next team member.
Yes, because now they want the woman. And and a lot of times if y'all done told them that I'm not saying I'm gonna take off the male or female. If you have told your side piece that you're gonna leave your mate or you're gonna be with them or you unhappy or all of that, that starts manifesting in their head, and they think that once you leave that mate, we finna be together.
Let me say you something. I'm a trump all of that. once emotions get involved, then you done lied to yourself. You done told yourself that you can make this man leave his or this woman leave hers for you, and that man and that woman is not leaving their husband for you like that. I don't care what they say initially. That's manipulation, and you need to be trying to go by your intuition that'll show you that the man or the woman is lying. Because at the end of the day, you the one got to suffer for that foolishness that you believe in. That's a delusional lie.
It's a delusional lie. Denise said, we initially think we can handle being a side chick, then baby, them feelings creep in and boom.
Boom.
Absolutely. Now you got a soul tie. And now when the man tells you,
that's a whole nother conversation right there.
When the man tells you he's gonna leave you, now you finna go cut his tires and bust his window at his house where his wife at and kids. See what I'm saying? And here we
calling her phone and all of that. And that's another thing, ladies. I can only speak from the female perspective. Stop calling these folks wives and bothering them. It ain't your beef ain't with that wife. Stop bothering her. You want to bother her like she got your man.
You ain't got no papers. You ain't got she the one got papers. You ain't got papers. She got papers.
But Jimmy, I hope that look when you start shaking your head. We know where Jimmy started shaking his head. We know what that means. Now listen, but you shake your head at men and women in that situation, though. Like Corey said, alpha males are territorial as well.
Yeah,
I love Corey.
That's mine. Hold on, Georgia Peach said something.
Come on, Georgia Peach.
Side guys are emotional as well. They are.
Yeah.
I think side guys are the worst kind of person in the world. If you ask me.
If she got that good, yeah, we
you better come on with it, Jimmy.
Jimmy, what you know about some good evangelists?
Listen, let me tell you something.
He's a realist.
If the side piece good better than the main one, it's a problem. It's finna be a big problem.
Listen, she said side guys get emotional too, even when it becomes established that it's about intimacy. I've had these experiences though, but I've never been involved when I had a maintenance man.
Oh Lord, I need hoop triggers. I promise.
Listen, y'all. The reason why y'all be real emotional because if you got the right type of woman that you dealing with, because we gonna coddle you, we gonna feed into you, we gonna do all of these great things.
Right.
As Jimmy said, we gonna lick you, love you, and lay you. Right. And then you get all in love and stuff, and we snatch it back. I had this conversation today with somebody about how men will go into something saying, oh, we just cool. I don't want a relationship. I'm just, I just want to be around and, we just hang out. And then when y'all go to getting feelings and we're still leaving it in the, oh no, you don't want a relationship. Now you got a problem. Now you trying to, bust my windows out my car.
Yeah, because once a man
make sure y'all read these comments. There's some good comments.
Once a man has an emotional attachment to your vagina, it can watch this. He can be in love with your sex and not in love with you. And when it happens like that, the man he got an attachment and he become territorial because he's aggressive about it. He don't want nobody else to have it, but it's a lustful attachment. That's
what
what I'm
about
saying.
if you ain't giving up no cat? What about if you ain't giving up no cat?
What you mean?
If you're a side piece, you're giving up cat.
You ain't got
What
no
I'm saying.
choice. If you
No. I'm not talking about the side piece. I'm talking about how men become emotional as well. Because if I'm not getting,
he's not mature if he can be if he ain't got no emotional attachment to you and he all mushy and gushy.
because he ain't had no cat. I mean, what a conversation can
I've
ruin
seen
a
good
relationship.
cat messing cats.
That's a boy. You ain't
No.
dealing with no man. What is wrong with you? Stop that.
So what you're saying is, so let me understand, big brother. Let me understand. So what you're saying is that a man is not a man if he has fallen for someone and he has never had the cat. Is that what you're telling me? I want to see.
What I'm saying is a mature man is patient enough to wait. But
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying, if you got a man that you talking about and he all bananas and he ain't with that direction, something ain't right. He just
If he there you go, Denise.
Hey, look, he still got milk on his breath. He ain't had enough sex. He ain't had enough sex. Because when you a handsome man and you done had enough sex, it don't move you. It don't move you like that. You got to come with something else.
If he's emotional before you gave him something, trust me, he's a stalker. He's a straight stalker.
Why a man got to be a stalker? But we just
he acting like that and ain't got no coochie yet. He is a stalker.
That means you don't need to give him nothing because he's gonna be
busting the windows out.
He's a serial
killer. He gonna put
some
sugar in your tank.
Listen, he got a serial killer starter kit. You better leave him alone. If that joking, if you ain't gave him no cooter and he's acting like that, trust me, don't give him nothing. Let's move on. What you say, Steve? Steve said he weak as well water, right?
She said red
flag. He weak as well.
I know that's right, Shantae. That ain't nothing but a red flag. He done fail. You done fail, and you ain't fell in the bed, but you done fail for her. How that work? How that's working?
And she's somebody else's woman. All right, so here's the other one. Oh, yeah, listen, everybody, right quick. Do me a favor, real fast. It won't take you but a second. Share this thread real fast. Just share it. Share it for me real quick, okay? Share this thread, like it, comment, whatever. Do what you're doing. Listen, the next rule for a side piece: don't be stressful.
Ooh.
Ain't nobody coming to you. We looking for I'm sorry, not we. I mean, we shouldn't be.
You said we. You looking for some good sex and not.
Don't be stressful. Don't be stressful. I think in our relationship, if we have this type of relationship, whatever you want to call it, Corey said relations, but whatever, don't be stressful. Everything about this is supposed to be pleasure. And if I'm getting stressed outside my house, I might as well stay home.
I'm gonna be honest, James. One of the main reasons men step out is because we're looking for.
No, I'm not. Denise said I'm promoting side pieces. No, I'm not. I'm just teaching them how to be good side pieces, Denise.
Listen what I said.
Oh God, don't say that ever again, James.
A lot of times
they can rewind it.
A lot of times men step out because we're looking for peace.
Okay.
We don't have peace at home. And so we're looking, it's not even about going out looking for sex all the time.
Look how the spirit agreed with you, Jimmy. Look what she said. She said, go ahead. She said they're looking for peace and a peace.
We're looking for a peaceful peace.
Yeah, that same thing she's saying. Yeah, they're looking for peace.
We always looking for. If we gonna step out, we're looking for a good peace. Yeah. But we want a peaceful peace.
That's exactly what she just said. They want looking for peace and a peace. That's been my mantra for a long time.
But it gotta be peaceful. It gotta be.
Give me peace, PEACE, like she spelled it correctly. Then you give me a peace when I want it.
Absolutely, but
we got the makings of a great relationship. Actually, I like the way you lift that shirt up. Show that shirt one more time.
One moment, please.
PEACE first, though. Listen at that, James. We want the PEACE before the PIECE.
You speak for yourself.
Oh boy,
you speak for yourself. You ain't listen. I mean, I'm just joking.
Hey, okay, so listen. So James, not James, but Corey said.
Hold on. Real quick before you say that. That PIECE would damn sure make me PEACE full. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna read when we were talking about the men, when y'all were getting on the men about being weak. Corey said a lot of these brothers are very feminine. They were raised by women and don't know how to be masculine.
Right.
he's been surrounded by estrogen, so he's very weak when it comes to women. Georgia Peach also said every woman is different in bed. Sometimes it's very erotic mentally and physically. Yes, ma'am, you are correct.
That's true.
Somebody else said,
let's read what Edwin agreed with me. He said, no, he don't want the PEACE first. He want the PIECE first. Let me say this. The PIECE can change the whole room and make everything peaceful for me.
That's a
temporary, when I get that stress off me,
satisfaction.
Huh?
That's a temporary satisfaction.
Well, and if it's just temporary satisfaction, but ironically, when God made us, He made us all with different fingerprints. So there's no one size fits all approach to anything. So personally, I'm not. So when I say a certain thing, I'm not necessarily speaking for all men. I'm speaking for James. You know what I'm saying? And those that agree with James agree. And some people agree with Jimmy, because you're a little older than me. So you got a little more salt and pepper in your beard than I got. So you probably gonna need. You probably gonna need some people. I can't grow, man. I'm trying. I want to grow over here, but I can't. I ain't. Number one, I'm not walking around. I'm gonna
tell you how you get you some more hair on your face.
Don't you dare.
You see that? Do you see that?
Everybody bow your heads for a moment of prayer right there. That didn't work though. I tried that with the I got something right here. I got something right here though, but I ain't getting none over here. My bad. I got something right here. I got a whole lot right here. Hey, I go there with you. I ain't scared. I might not ever get a church in my life, but I'll start one. I might not ever get one. Listen, I am excited, man. We got Edward on here. We got Stacy on here. We got what other man? Corey on here. We had Al on here. Okay.
LaFace
said Jimmy need go ahead. She said Jimmy needs some incense and some
Listen, honey, he having a whole Zen moment over there. Yum.
Hey, y'all, we keep going. Okay, so the next one was don't be okay. Here it is. Here's another one. We're gonna get a little deeper now, talking to the side pieces. I hope we get into our questions. We might have to part 2 it after a while, but we'll see. But here it is. If your side piece lives with their main, all activities must occur somewhere else. That should be.
Now you better not bring nobody up in no house. Now you gonna die. That's a Lifetime movie waiting to happen.
Would you know? Would you know if somebody was in your house?
Heck yeah. Let me give you a prime example. My mate worked out on the road. And I knew every time that he dotted that door, I would call and be like, "Hey, you been at the house?"
That's an Arkansas
how you know? It's an aura.
That's an Arkansas word. You said dotted that door. You know that.
Right? Every time he dotted that door, it's a certain aura. It's a certain energy that's inside of your home. When you've left your house, and you come back in, if you know that nobody was supposed to be there, you can feel that somebody has been there.
Denise said she wouldn't. Denise said we wouldn't know.
A lot of men. Listen to me. A lot of men do it all the time.
Okay.
A lot of men sneak you in and sneak you out.
In his house, a man sneak in his house with his woman. You mean?
No, I'm just being in general. It's a lot of men that will try or will sneak they side piece in their main house.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah, really? I've seen that 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm. And you find out.
Yeah, of course.
Because these people,
she gonna be intentional and she gonna leave some. She ain't finna try to. You think she?
I'm finna put myself on mute. I'm going to time out.
No, you're not even. Stay right there.
I'm going to time out.
No, you're not. No,
I'm finna start name calling.
See there? You see that?
Mute. Let me hit mute.
I'm telling you.
Let me hit mute. I muted you. I'm joking. Let me put you back on.
Wait a minute. Corey said that 5 pH balance will get you some hair on your face.
I don't want to. I'm good. I'm good.
And you get some fertilizer in that
man,
thing.
Look, I'm a late bloomer. I ain't get hair on my arm until I was like 25, 26, so I don't care. LaFay Perez says she would definitely know if a broad.
You seen it.
Y'all from Arkansas. I promise. Those are some straight Arkansas words tonight.
Where you from, Jimmy? You folks moved to Atlanta and they just.
I've been here over half my life now. So
they get boochie, honey.
I've been here over half my life. Atlanta's
right, Jimmy, and they don't pay attention to the woman.
That's right.
Patricia Moreland said exactly what I was thinking.
That's
right, Jimmy.
That's
and
right.
they don't pay attention to the women leaving S like weave and bobby pins. That's how women know. Because you done left your earrings. We leave that at your house and we just coming to your house. No, you're gonna leave it at the house.
A man is not even paying attention to that when he trying to screw you. He ain't studying them bobby
pins. And that's how we find out a woman being in our house.
I know dudes that would go behind and would clean the bathroom, would change the sheets. I know people that's gonna clean up all that is not absolute. I know dudes.
No, I didn't say it's absolute, but I'm telling you, these women sneaky and they gonna leave something.
I know a dude. A girl was at his house. She took a dog on one of them pillows off the couch. Well, he thought she did because he couldn't find that joke. And he was nervous because, hey, how was he going to explain it? You know what I'm saying?
Where is my DAMN pillow?
Yeah. I mean, so, and who would they say? Our women are messy as hell. Edwin Edwards said that. Yeah, women.
I'm going to give you a prime example. Y'all know how when y'all get in our car and you get in the passenger side seat, and if that seat is pushed back too far, you're going to be, the first thing you're going to say is, what man been in here? Because you're going to automatically think it's a man. That's the same thing when we walk in the house. Because, you might not have took them straight to the bedroom, but now we looking at the bed because y'all don't make the bed up like we make the bed
up. Patricia, I can't cuss, so say what Patricia, I'm joking. what Patricia Moreland said.
You tried it. I found
Ish. She done found Ish.
She said, hell, my ex-husband threw the condom in the trash.
She ain't say husband though, but okay. She said, hell.
Oh, my ex. I'm sorry. My ex threw the condom in the trash and I left his A. Wow. Why would you put that in the trash? People thought they be.
He wasn't thinking. He was just trying to get off. He done got an orgasm, and then he went dumb. He went dumb.
All my homeboys that be in these ladies' houses, and they ain't even like side pieces. They say they be throwing they ain't leaving no condom for nobody to pull no semen out of there and get pregnant. They throwing theirs down the road. Is what they say.
What you mean flash, Shantae?
Hold on.
I thought she said flash something.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
I promise I'm not that attentive. She said, Denise said she not that attentive. Let her go check. That. Denise, just read your mind, baby. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, we ain't trying to. But now, Patricia, how did you see the condom in the trash? He ain't had sense enough to push it farther down. I mean, cause was you fishing through the trash? Was it wrapped up in toilet tissue? I mean, how did you see the condom in the trash?
That's what Edwin said, man. Why she did? Edwin, that woman got the right to go through her trash.
I ain't going through the trash. I ain't going through no trash. I just want to know.
Me either, child.
I ain't gonna lie, Patricia. I ain't taking
my trash out.
Why you was dealing? Oh, she said it was on, and he was dumb enough to leave it. He ain't even bury it underneath nothing.
Oh, he didn't care.
Yeah, he was throwing you a hand grenade. Yeah, he was throwing you a hand grenade. He wanted.
Man was just trying to get off and get away with it. He went dumb.
He all the way dumb, Jimmy.
Or else
dumb and dumb.
But Jimmy last week said that you cheat to stay. But last week we said sometimes we cheat to leave.
Right.
Now, that joker could have very well been trying to throw a hand grenade out there.
But you want to hurt somebody like that?
He already had checked out doing stuff like that. He didn't care anyway. So that's beyond. That's past. That's over with now.
Yeah.
He done checked something. He want to die.
Look, that's reckless. That's reckless. He did not care. Period.
That's the one you want me to, Vita, is that the one you wanted me to see? She said, refer to my previous comments. She said, men are dumb sometimes. Well, yeah, people are dumb sometimes. I'll admit that. You didn't hurt my feelings.
A lot of time men don't care if they do dumb-ish or not. When they don't care, it don't matter if he dumb or not. He don't care if you think he dumb or not. He did what he did.
Exactly. And I agree with Corey. If he's I didn't mean to put that on the screen, but if he's not being careful,
that's what I'm saying.
He don't love you. I mean, at that
point,
he
doesn't care about your feelings at all.
No, at that point there, he's literally throwing you a hand grenade. Blow this up. I ain't gonna lie. It's been I ain't gonna say relationships because I was married, but it's been friendships that I didn't want anymore. And I would do whatever I could to destroy that relationship. I mean, my daddy told me not to burn bridges, but I think I do have some bridges that I can't cross back anymore because I purposely left hand grenades to blow those things up. And I think sometimes when people want out of relationships or tired of the responsibility of being in relationships and they don't know how to leave, they'll do something so sick or something so stupid to make you leave them.
Listen at this.
Now, hold on. Let me hold on, Jenny. She said something. And now I want you to address what she says too, okay? He says, no, she said, no, he wasn't sick of me because when I left, he was in the inbox. That's I mean, sometimes after we do what we did, then we realize the mistake we made.
Well, he's
and
still
so
attached.
and so a man has got to try to save face. Go ahead, Jimmy. Am I on point right there?
Yeah.
In
other words, he's still attached. There's still an attachment. See, just because sex is not women got to understand this about men.
She was in a relationship with this dude though. This wasn't a side piece. She was in a relationship with this dude.
Yeah, but sex is not love to men, regardless. Relationship, marriage, boyfriend, sex is not love to us.
We're not talking about sex. We're talking about him cheating on her and leaving the condom up in the trash and her finding it.
Oh, but see, what I'm saying is that man had already checked out. A lot of times when a man do reckless stuff like that, the man been checked out. He don't even care about himself.
All right, so now I need you to follow the flow of the conversation. We had that part. Now the next part she said was that she said after she left, he was still in her inbox. And I'm going, watch this, and I'm going right back to what I said. That's because there was still an emotional attachment. But regardless of him cheating and getting caught, he still had that. Even though he wanted to leave, he still had an emotional attachment. Man, you look at me like, hey, I'm be looking at me like I'm stupid. I'm asking a question, playing the role. Okay.
Listen to me. Let me tell you something. When you get a soul tie, that's called a soul tie. When you get you spiritually go down the aisle, you with somebody for a while and you get a soul tie. That's spiritual matrimony in your emotion. So even though we cheat, we lie and do all that, that does not preclude, that don't have nothing to do with the soul tie. The soul tie,
but I still want to leave. I got a soul tie, but I'm a cheat because I want to leave, but I still got the soul tie. So when I leave, I really wanted to stay.
No, you want to leave. Watch this. You want to leave mentally, but you can't leave physically.
You want to leave physically, but you can't leave mentally. I like that one. Vice versa.
You can reverse it.
Yeah, I think that was more so that one. He wanted to leave physically, but didn't want to leave mentally. Yeah, because
well, the thing about it is because but when you leave a relationship,
he thought he wanted to leave mentally. He didn't want to leave mentally because when he realized that she was gone, he's in her inbox trying to get back in.
But that's
because sometimes when you leave situations, even though, like with women, when we leave situations, even though we're clocked out or checked out, our emotions and feelings are still there. We still care about the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, and they're talking about this, and they having their own conversation in the chat, and that's good. Y'all help each other out. What's the next one? I think we're almost through with these. I'm gonna let you read this one, Ashley.
Which one we talking about? Because I'm reading all of these.
No, read what's on the screen right now.
Oh, wait. Let me go back. I was looking at the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get.
I didn't want to read.
Don't get or get them pregnant. So basically, don't you get yourself pregnant, and men don't y'all get her pregnant. Why is y'all out here screwing without no protection?
Why is she letting them screw with no protection?
Huh?
Why she
let them screw with nobody?
I said, why is I didn't specifically say male or female. Why are y'all out here having sex without protection when you know you got somebody at home? Now that's just nasty.
And right now, nowadays people that put some on you, the board of health can't take off.
Hello.
He done got used to
her.
He done watch this. He done got used to 2 vaginas at one time. Let's keep it 100. That's what has happened.
And she done got used to two penises at the same time because she allowed him to do it. I mean both of them allowed.
It's too comfortable.
Yeah.
When you go to your OBGYN and she asks you if you sexually active, you really can't say, yeah, I'm sexually active with multiple people and I'm married. Okay, I don't want to say that. I'm scared.
No, they don't leave the right impression.
Mm-mm.
And people do it though. They do it all day long. Have sex without condoms And like I said, I read a statistic here recently. They're saying like 49% of people in the country it's a herpes epidemic right now. A herpes epidemic in this country. And people are just passing it out, just like it's Halloween and giving out candy or something like that, and we'll go out and do this thing in the first. Georgia Peach, quit saying, why do men want? Women got side pieces too. But people, it ain't just me. I mean, sometimes we sound so wounded or upset that we have these blinders on and these lenses to believe that only the opposite sex cheats. The statistics say 24% of black men cheat. It says 23% of black women cheat. But there are 3 million more. Hold on, it's 3 million more black women in the world. So it's a larger pool of 23% of 3 million more y'all than it is us. So y'all cheat just as much as we cheat. So I don't want to just say that my last name is Kirklin, but I just want to cheat. I just want us to say why. Stop saying why the other one cheat. Just say, why do people cheat? That's all. Let me go read her comment because I might have jumped on that too soon. Hold on, let me see.
Well, no, I was gonna say, Corey said 80% of divorces are filed by women. A man can cheat for years, and it has nothing to do with the feelings about his woman. Before social media, you met Big Daddy's whole other family at the funeral. Men don't leave.
No, women leave. Women are always hollering about they unhappy. That's the first thing that they do. And 80% leave first.
Listen, look what George said.
We might need to table that whole conversation because the thing about
men suffer through it, and we just hang on in there until you leave. We regardless, but women be the first one. The first thing y'all holler is, "I'm unhappy." Now that's the first thing a lot of women holler. I'm unhappy.
And statistics say that more black women are leaving marriages than there are getting married. So that's really putting the whole marriage. But let's go back. George Peace wanted me to read the rest of her comments. She said, "Why do men want side pieces? Why not establish a poly relationship?" I mean, personally, I wouldn't want a poly relationship. I don't mean that some people.
I can't share.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a man, but I don't want that. I don't want that. Then Denise Cullen said, "Why not just have an open marriage?" And people are going that way. People are starting to go that way of having open marriages and these poly relationships. And if that's what you do, man, I've had women tell me that they were looking for those kind of relationships. Hey, if that's what you do that. Because she said one woman told me she didn't want to be responsible for having to take care of him all the time. And she
if you ain't got no discipline and you can't control your flesh, that's what you need to do. You need to be by yourself or have an open relationship if you ain't got no discipline and no boundaries for your own self.
Did I miss
Who are we speaking of, Jimmy?
They were talking about open relationships. And I'm saying, if you cannot discipline yourself and discipline your flesh, if you just got to have more than one person, you need to be by yourself or in an open relationship.
Absolutely.
Why try to get in a relationship that you're not going to be faithful in?
And that's the part. Now, that's the part that be the problem. Well, let's talk about these side chicks, side men. A lot of times women and men don't know that they're the side pieces.
Right.
And so that's why it be a whole conniptions, because
when she find out.
Yes, because you have lied, you have taken the choice away from them.
Absolutely.
To be able to decide whether or not I want to be a side chick or a side man, or if I don't want to be one.
Give her, a man should give her options. This is the part that I never got, because when I come up, it was what it was. If I had 5, I got 5. You're going to be 6 or move around because it's what it was. But what I'm saying now, everybody's so phony, fake, cosmetic and can't keep it real. Why you won't just be real and tell a woman and get a woman an option? She might go with it.
Absolutely. Hey,
we so weak and cowardly. A lot of men are so sorry and coward. You can't keep it real. You ain't real with yourself, so you can't be real with a woman. That's the problem. Why don't you just move around?
Jimmy, they gonna like you tonight, baby.
He on it tonight. I gotta give.
Whoop,
whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's 11:20. We've only been talking about these, so I want to change. Let me see if there's any more I really wanted to make sure I got in tonight. If not, we're going to switch directions. What was the last one we did? Don't get them pregnant?
Yes.
Oh,
that's just, and then you can't get people pregnant talking about go have an abortion, because people ain't even trying to, they ain't what they trying to do.
I like this one.
Not when you get demoted. When you get demoted,
I like this.
do we
I
get demoted? Do we get fired or do we get demoted?
Somebody might get tired.
No, fired. I said fired.
I added C. You gave A and B. I gave C.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, somebody might have got tired and realized that they was wrong or whatever. So when they get demoted, because some just don't want to go away, they might want to go away kicking and screaming.
Let me see. Corey said we used to see a couple married for years with a household full of children. One or two of them don't look like nobody. The man of the house know they don't look like him, but he stayed. Well,
that's a whole nother conversation.
And took care of them anyway. Yes, Corey.
That's a whole nother conversation right there.
That is.
James Dawson, I appreciate it. James Dawson said this is better than Monday Night Football. I don't even know.
Yes.
I appreciate that, James Dawson. I really do.
Okay, so when you get demoted, be quiet.
Just why you got to go away kicking and screaming? Just go away.
Okay, well, let me ask this though, or let me say this. It's all in how things are done. You can't drag me out the door like I did Lil Mama on What's Love Got to Do With It time I get out of here.
Well, why you mad if I ghost you though?
Why would you ghost me?
I'm done.
Listen, man, let me say this. The more a man gonna do for a woman, the harder it is gonna be for her to let go of what he done. Okay, if the man is doing for her, and especially if he done acting like she just like the main one, and he's spending money paying bills, she gonna act a damn fool. She ain't finna go like that, and he shouldn't even expect that after he done treated her like she the main one. He a fool.
But why would you, James? Why would you ghost me though? Like if we in a whole situationship,
man, ain't no situationship. That's why it's gonna be the next conversation for me in just a moment. That's gonna be the next thing.
Let me say this: if I'm your side piece, and you paying bills and you doing all of that,
I ain't doing all that.
Cutting me off and not talking. That's what's gonna cause a problem.
That's what I'm steady saying. This man been helping you pay your bills, been putting that good D up in you. Okay, you getting plenty D. That's how you get now. You emotionally attached.
Oh, okay.
You know that man. You know that woman ain't finna let that man just say I'm done with you like that. That woman finna act a fool.
Hey,
that woman might show up at that man's house to introduce herself as the other woman. Now
why you know where I live now?
But I'm agreeing with Denise. That person don't owe you nothing, and I'm gonna give you an example of why you don't. But I'm gonna give you. But since you asked me an example of why you would. I'll give you an example of why you would. I mean, I got cognitive skills. I don't mind using them. What if my wife caught me, right? And she gave me an ultimatum and said, you know what? We can fix this, but you got to stop seeing her right now. And that's it. But she's been getting, as Jimmy said, all these. First of all, I ain't paying no bill.
Wait a minute. Go back, James. You said your wife said this?
No, this is a hypothetical situation.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Your wife caught you.
Okay.
And she said, all right, you did what you did. I forgive you. I wipe your slate clean. But the only way I'm going to do it is you got to quit old girl cold turkey. I'm ghosting you.
That's a difference. That is a difference.
No, I didn't give a disclaimer as to why I'm ghosting you. I'm just saying I would ghost you.
Right. Well, to me, that's a different scenario because your significant other already knows. But to create some type of damage control, you better not.
And
just
that's
ghost that lady like that.
See, this is the part that I'm saying. When he ghosts her, what he need to be prepared for is the consequences and
behind
the repercussions. Because wait a minute, because here this woman got an emotional attachment to you. On top of that, a lot of time we treat her like the main one, and you think that woman ain't finna come get some closure? You think that woman? Wait a minute, that woman wants some. You think that woman ain't gonna get no closure?
I don't give I want to say what I'm thinking, but I don't give a flying flip. You know why? Because I'm already naked. I ain't got nothing to hide no more.
I understand that, but I'm just saying.
And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of been through a lot of this too. But if I ain't got nothing to hide, if I'm naked, if my wife has told me, and I'm talking hypothetically, that my wife, guess what? We're gonna stand united and bring it on.
But that's if you are naked.
Yeah.
That's if you are naked. If you are not naked,
Right.
in order
But
to
that's what I'm talking.
prevent.
This scenario I'm talking about right now is being naked. That's
Okay, but
what I'm talking
naked,
about.
yes.
And
Naked,
like
yes.
Johnny
So,
just said, if the cat's out of the bag, who cares?
yes, that
true.
part is
But
yes.
just be
We agree.
prepared. It don't matter
I'll
who
be
cares,
prepared.
but I'm saying be prepared for the pushback and the backlash that come with it. I'm not saying y'all not gonna be united.
Now y'all making side pieces think they have rights. Now this is a woman that wrote these rules.
We're not
she
saying
said,
that they have
hold
rights.
on.
I'm just trying to don't be no dummy out here now.
That woman
Cutting these
is
The
folks out.
rule is for
That
the
woman
side
emotional.
piece to be quiet when she get demoted. That's what Jimmy, you said you used to be a pimp. Didn't you tell me that?
Absolutely.
So if you told him to be quiet after she was demoted, did you care about her feelings after that?
But that was a different dynamic. That dynamic wasn't based on no love or none of that. That was work.
We're gonna see them
That
all
was
on
work.
Snap. You're so funny.
You working. This ain't got nothing to do with your feelings.
Jimmy, you can't. Hey,
Listen, these folks said
I don't want to get you to incriminate yourself.
these folks said folks was demoted and somebody else was promoted.
That's what Corey said. So as soon as she was demoted, somebody else was promoted. But like we said, and we're gonna make a transition right now because I promise I ain't mean to do this for an hour and a half. So here the question is, because we talk about side piece on this. At what point and we're not now we've moving kind of on from side pieces, okay? Now we're moving into relationships, all right? At what point are we actually in a relationship? Because Jimmy always uses the words that we need to have a conversation and all this kind of stuff. But if we've met, I've shot my shot, we've gone on a couple of dates, I come over your house and we Netflix and chill, or I don't know how y'all do it these days. I mean, dating has changed so much. However, y'all do it these days. At what point do we actually start a relationship? Because I think sometimes,
Go ahead.
I think sometimes people think that we're actually in relationships before we're actually in relationships, and they think they got cheated on. They think certain things happen. So I want to know, at what point are we actually in a relationship? And I want y'all to answer this in the comments as well. Like I said, I want us to all communicate. Who's gonna go first, Jimmy or Ashley?
I'm gonna address it right now. A lot of time, watch this. A lot of time when we leave the bedroom, we think we got a bride or a bridegroom. That's when we assuming that the relationship start when there's some sexual interaction has occurred, and we leave the bedroom, and now you think you got a bride or you think you got a bridegroom, and we ain't had no conversation, we just having sex. How did you assume, or what made you change your mind from we just friends, but all of a sudden now we done left the bedroom and now you got a bridegroom?
Okay, I like Teresa's response. And Jimmy, I appreciate you for that. Let's read what Jimmy said. Jimmy said, let's read what Teresa Carter said. She said,
when both
no, you go ahead. You sound
when both folks decide that's what they want until the point you are exploring.
But the problem is,
until that point you are exploring.
But see, the problem is there's no conversation. A lot of folks change their feelings after sex, and there's no conversation.
Yeah, but is what she's saying wrong?
She's answering the question. She answered the question based upon at what point in time. And I agree with her. That was going to be my statement.
No. What I'm saying is sometimes when a person gives an answer, then Jimmy's response to him and he shakes his head no and all that kind of stuff, it's like he's saying that what they're saying is wrong. That's what I'm trying to clarify.
I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying I'm calling out the issue at hand, and most of the times that I've experienced and seen is that after we leave the bedroom, then that somebody has made a decision to be a bride or a bridegroom. And I'm saying, if we haven't had that conversation, how can you assume that's
so let me ask this, because this is the question that's at hand.
Yeah.
At what point in time?
That's the question I'm trying to get answered.
At what point in time
some of the people
will we go from just kicking it to being in a relationship
where you can actually cheat on me? Because if we're not if we've not had a conversation, air quote, if we've not established, because I think they're answering it correctly over here.
I mean, because based upon what Teresa said was going to be my thing, because
she's
believe it
100%
or
right.
not, Jimmy, people do have conversations. It may be
Yeah,
in the
I'm
form,
not saying
it may be in the form of, what is this? What is this that we have
what are
going
we
on?
now? A lot of women will say, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
they
exactly
will.
right.
But it be after the fact, you know. You saying,
Let's
"What are we
hey,
doing?" And
Could
you
be.
like,
let's listen to some of their answers. Denise said the conversation should occur before sex.
absolutely,
I agree with that.
That's a
absolutely.
good one.
Corey said once we sit down and say what it is, no matter how many dates we've been on or how many times I put it in you, we have to sit down and say this is
There
what
you
it
Really,
is.
go.
Corey?
Because listen,
There you go.
listen.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about right
If you
there.
let me put it in and we haven't had a conversation, I'm going to assume you want the same thing I want.
Absolutely.
And we just kicking it.
But she get emotional, and she done already said
and
you
some-
her
yeah,
man.
But that's not what he said.
Now I'm saying what he said after what he just said.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what-
because he was saying, yeah. Because I was gonna say, he said it don't matter how many times we done screw, we still need to sit down and talk about whether or
Absolutely.
not we are or we
and that's
aren't.
the point
you
I
know?
just made.
Yeah.
If you're gonna let me hit it and I haven't had a conversation, I'm assuming that you're cool with it. And see, and that's where the problem comes, is we start to have assumptions based on the fact that because somebody keep on doing it, somebody keep on letting us hit it, and if you let me keep having sex with you, apparently we must like it, and eventually somebody, here it is, somebody is going to catch feelings.
There you go.
And when somebody catches feelings, the question is, how do you handle those feelings when the other person doesn't have the same kind of feelings that you have? Right? Now, here comes Patricia. Patricia said, now we are all grown. If sex happens before the conversation, you still need to have, at some point, have a conversation.
Absolutely.
And Patricia, I think you would have such a powerful position, and it would require a whole lot of discipline. But if after you could have slipped, could have been weak that night, the gin and juice, that bumpy face could have got you, whatever could have happened. But after you come to yourself as a prodigal son and you sit down, you say, you know what? I think I might want more. At that point, you're going to have to close it up and say, listen, before we go farther, we need to establish what we're doing.
Boy,
and if we're not going to do what needs to be done, then sister, guess what? Brother, guess what? We're going to have to go ahead and make a decision to cut this whole relationship right now before you get deeper into the relationship.
Yeah, it sounds
if you keep on doing it, it's going to keep getting worse. And that's what Anthony said. Anthony confirms everything that Jimmy and I just said. Why buy eggs if you can have the chicken? If you keep giving it to me and we have not had a conversation, then I'm going to assume that it's just physical for me. I might as well be outside shooting pool or going to play some basketball. We just doing something because we cool and we enjoying each other.
I'm just having an
So does the conversation only lie on one person?
No.
Like the need to have a conversation, does it only lie? Is it only the responsibility of one person?
I've had several. Watch this. In my life, I've had several conversations on the front end, then hit them with that D, and now they go down.
Is this D that you're talking about? Is it dumb or is it
listen to what I just said?
What is this D that you're talking about?
Listen to what I'm saying. A lot of time we can have a conversation on the front end, and then you get you some, and then you go down. So we can keep talking about it's when it's supposed to be, but see, it'd be a lot of exceptions to the rule. You can go have the conversation, and she still want what she want.
That's what I said too, Myra Surratt. Hey, let me clean it up like this. You asked the question, Ashley. You said, does the conversation rely on just it relies on somebody. And one person has to be mature enough to have that conversation. Absolutely. Doesn't necessarily mean that the woman needs to have the conversation. Doesn't necessarily mean the man needs to have the conversation. But if at a certain point the rules have to be established, because if the rules are not established and everybody's operating off assumptions, we know what it means when you're making you assume, right? You make an ass out of you and me. Is that how that goes typically, right?
Yeah.
And listen, we got 25 more minutes on the show until hopefully we'll be through at 12. If not, I mean, y'all be on here kind of late sometimes, so we kind of just be flowing with the conversation. So I'm enjoying it. But listen, we got 12 people still in the chat room. So I want you all, if you would, please, ma'am, please, sir, share this thread, and hopefully somebody else can listen and we can continue this conversation. I'm enjoying it. I appreciate all of you all that are in the chat, because some of y'all are saying great content. We really try to get conversations that we think will be beneficial, but that will ultimately lead towards having healthy relationships in the African American community. And I think that's what's going to help make us better communication. Okay, so what did Teresa just say? Teresa said something. She said, if you hit them with if you hit them with the D and they went dumb, there was no conversation. That was
period. Period, Teresa.
And he wasn't planning on having no conversation. He was just his only goal was to hit him with the D, though.
I'm saying if a man had a conversation on the front end and then she get her some and she don't know how to manage her emotions, then the conversation was a moot point, because she still think that's her man because she got her some. And I'm saying it's not always the case.
Did you say you did or didn't have you said you did or didn't have a conversation?
I'm saying I'm telling you from experience.
I asked you another question. Listen to the question. You said you did or you didn't have.
I did have several conversations with several different women, and they still went dumb after you gave them the D.
I hear the repetitive cliches, but when I try to listen, sometimes I don't listen to respond. I listen to comprehend. So if I ask you a question, I'm trying to make sure I understand, so I'm not going forward with the wrong information. So that's all I'm trying to get from you, Jimmy. Stop beating you. Okay, you mad at me, bro? Check your phone. Right. Check your
phone. Y'all, listen, because we keep talking about the catching of the feelings and the communication portions. The lack of. First of all, let's talk about the communication, not the communication, the feeling catching. There is absolutely nothing that you can do to help you not catch feelings. It's what happens after. Listen, now, Jimmy, I listen to you. Let me finish my statement.
I heard it.
Let me finish my statement. There's nothing you can do to prevent yourself from catching feelings. It's what happens after you catch feelings that is the issues. I can catch feelings for a man all day, every day, but it doesn't mean that I have to act upon or show any type of emotions behind it. So I think the misconception is, oh, you don't need to catch feelings. Sometimes when you having a good time and everything is right and all, the stars and the constellations are aligning, you catch those feelings. But what you do after that is what matters the most, in my opinion.
That you're true, but you're true. That's correct. Mm-hmm. But what I am saying, I'm always showing you the other side of that.
There's no other side.
You say what?
There's no other side. You can't control not catching feelings, Jimmy. You cannot control that. Yes, you did. You said
you have to. You can't control.
You need to control your catching. You can't. Okay.
Manage your emotion. You can manage them. You can't control, but they can be managed.
They can be, but when you make the statement, sometimes you make it seem as though people can control catching feelings. You can't control that. I don't give a damn how much you try to suppress.
You can't control that feeling, but you can show enough as you mature. You can manage it and keep you from being a damn fool behind your behavior and your action. That's all I'm saying. Manage your emotions so you can control your behavior and your reactions.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Shahara said something. A lot of men, Shahara, let me say this.
Sharia.
A lot of men catching feelings because we falling for the sex. We not falling for you.
That ain't always the case. That's not always the case.
I'm not talking about always. I'm talking about these men out here just hopping around.
No.
They are.
She said good cat. She didn't say for you. She said they catch feelings after that cat. That's a cat emoji.
I'm just saying
what you're saying.
Yeah, I was just going along with what she and explaining it more in depth because I was saying the man is falling for the sex part, the act of sex, and it's not necessarily the woman. It's the act of the sex. And so he has to have more in order to fall for her like that. He's falling in love with her vagina. He's not falling in love with her as a person all the time.
Listen. This is what I want to make sure we do. Because like we always say, we want to make sure we have productive conversation. And so it's really hard to have productive conversation when we're practicing what I call point the finger writers. And I'm not saying Jimmy's the only one doing it, because I see a lot of women that are in the chat doing it as well. Listen, it's not just that men cheat. It's not just that women cheat. People cheat.
People cheat.
People cheat, but people cheat for different reasons. And so what we're trying to establish now, because some people say that they're cheated on and they ain't even in a relationship yet. You gotta establish if you even in a relationship, because just because, there you go, they all cheat. But just because you are having intercourse with someone does not necessarily mean that you're in a relationship with that individual, unless you have, and I agree with Jimmy 1,000% on this part right here, unless that role has been defined.
That's right.
It has to be defined. It has to be defined. If that role has not been defined, if I haven't come to you and say, hey, listen, let's make this exclusive. If I haven't sent you a note and put the little 2 boxes on there that say yes and no, say, will you go with me? And you check one of those boxes. If I had, at least kids in 3rd grade got sense enough to do that. When y'all remember, we would write a letter in kindergarten or whatever it was, and we'd say, will you go with me? And you would put 2
check
boxes,
yes or no.
Check yes or no. At least at that point, there was a conversation. There was something to. Now we just operate so recklessly and so willy-nilly and so free with our bodies. It was a time, and let me say this right here, and I'm not bashing women, but I will say that you all do have a lot of control. Hold on to the one you want to read out loud, Ashley, but let me say this right quick. We have become so free. It was a time that the sex used to be the prize, right? We used to have to build up and court and work and try to, do the best things in the world to get that. But I know so many people now that are having sex on the first date. I know people that are having sex up front, and when they take away that leverage, and they've created an atmosphere for assumptions.
The standard has been lowered. Bottom line.
You've created an atmosphere of assumptions, because you can assume that because I gave him I gave him my best. So because I gave him my best, then he should want to be with me. He ain't thinking like that
at all.
But sometimes people, I know it's not leverage, Kai Will, but some people try to use it as leverage. They try their best.
Well, I don't mean no harm when I say this. Heck, it's your best. It ain't his best. So, you can't be mad at him because he don't treat it like it's
or vice versa,
the best thing.
Or vice versa.
Right.
Tammy Johnson just said, shit. I'm reading like it's written. Shit. I'm getting physical satisfaction too. Bump that. So,
I'm just saying that
women are cool.
Right.
Just getting the fifth. Sisters, y'all heard that, right? She said, I'm getting physical satisfaction too. Bump that. So some women are cool as long as you can.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that there has to be, watch this, there has to be grown people that will hold themselves accountable to have the conversation, not expect somebody else to be responsible and accountable to have the conversation with you because you're not having it. You need to be responsible to have your own accountability and have the conversation for your sanity.
Absolutely. Now, Jimmy, that's the best thing. I agree. Hey, this and what you said last week, and I put your little snippet out this week. More than anything, what's missing is discipline.
Absolutely.
Discipline is like you got to be able, in essence, to be able to tell yourself no.
Absolutely.
And if you can't tell yourself no, then you're not whole enough to be in a relationship yet. You got no
boundaries. You can't tell yourself no.
Man or woman.
You ain't accountable.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm not trying to get in your business. Really, I'm not. And I'm asking the men and Jimmy too. I ain't like. I had a girl taught me my freshman year of college, you can sleep in the bed with a woman without having sex with her. Easily. Yeah. But some people believe that just because you lay in the bed with somebody that you're supposed to have sex, that's where the doggone intimacy is built.
Absolutely.
When you're not having sex.
And that's what I made that statement earlier, where everybody was trying to call the people weak. I don't think it's necessarily a level of weakness. It's when the woman has established what it is that she will and will not allow until whenever she deems or they deem it is necessary to embark upon the physical aspect of being sexually or physically intimate with each other.
Because
So
women
yeah,
control access to sex.
They do.
Absolutely,
I agree
Ashley.
with that. I agree with that. I agree
You're
with that,
right,
Ashley.
Ashley, all the way. I'm totally in line with that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, that's the so we still so I guess the question. So we're saying that in order to say that you're in a relationship, that there has to have been a conversation, that the words have been said that I want to be exclusive and I only want to be with you. That's basically what they're saying, right?
And no
And
matter
yeah,
how much I
define the relationship, because I can be in a relationship with you. I can be in a monogamous sex relationship with you and you still not be my man or woman.
That's good.
I
That's
can.
good.
So you need to define what type of relationship
see
that
what I'm
you're
saying?
in.
So
That's
she won't.
good.
So it won't be she or he won't get
Yeah.
the wrong impression, and then blame you for them not being accountable as to why you not handling them
Oh, let me
right.
ask you a question.
Because
So
the first thing that somebody will say, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead, y'all. Because
The first thing that someone will say is, "Well, that's not what I said. Well, that's not what we talked about, or you didn't make that clear."
See,
And so, in order to eliminate those loopholes for you to try to swindle your way out of whatever it is, you got to have these uncomfortable
hard. There you go.
conversations.
Come on, Ashley. That's all I've been saying. That's
So,
it.
whereas we think,
I
and
gotta
I'll
have
speak.
only uncomfortable conversations. We need to mix some of that stuff in because I ain't gonna be sitting up here miserable every week.
No. And what you said, what now?
I'm messing with Jimmy right now. I'm messing with Jimmy right now.
We gotta have some understanding and some comprehension. It gotta be an understanding and some comprehension.
Yeah, but we're gonna get it in their head without beating it in their head though.
Yeah,
Right.
but if you don't have if you don't have the uncomfortable,
we're gonna communicate, talk, have profitable conversation, and then when we walk away, everybody gonna smile. They're gonna say, "Man, that was great content tonight. Man, I enjoyed."
See, the uncomfortable conversations come when, and this is why I think people be afraid of them. Because if I say, I'll speak from the female perspective. If I go and ask him what it is that we're doing, he may just cut me off all the way. Or if I say to him, well, I want to be, or this is not what I want, I would like to have this, then he may stop talking. It's always if I say this to him, I may run him away.
But watch this, Ashley. This is the other side that I like for women to understand. If you have a conversation and the man leaves, he wasn't supposed to be there anyway.
Absolutely.
Why worry about someone that ain't worrying about you? And what I am saying is women gonna have to put on their big girl panties to have these conversations with men so she won't get hurt. She got to protect her heart. She has to protect her emotions. She has to, and the only way she can do that is by having the hard conversation. Don't be afraid to ask. If the fool run off, let him go on.
That's the point. That's the point. Be disciplined enough to let them walk away if you don't get the results that you want.
On the flip side of that as well, when us women have those uncomfortable conversations, men, stop shutting down and just not wanting to talk about the thing. I mean, just say what it is. If that's not what you're wanting,
if you don't have nothing to say, politely get up, walk over to the door, and say leave. That's the easy way to handle it. That's the easy way to handle it. If he don't want to have the conversation that you're trying to have, are you there, Ash, or you froze?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. If he don't want to have that conversation, get up, walk over to the door, and say, "Hey, I love you." But I can't. I gotta holler at you now.
You right, James. Listen at this. If that man, let me say this. If the man, women, listen to me and listen good, baby. If the man won't have the real conversation, he don't want to be real with you, and you not the one. You need to understand that, because a man is gonna let me explain something about a real man that wants you. That man he gonna qualify. He gonna do everything he can to qualify to get in with you. So if that man ain't trying to be open and honest with you and can't answer those questions, you need to let that man. You need to bow out gracefully, baby. because you're not the one. A real man, if I want somebody, the one I want, baby, I'm gonna answer every question in the way you want me to answer, and I ain't finna candy coat it. I'm gonna be so honest and transparent because I need you in my life.
Absolutely. All right, so I asked Google, you know, because Google knows everything. I asked
Not Google.
when does a real relationship start? Or are you? I said, are you?
Really, James?
I asked them. I said, hey, you know, are you single until married or whatever? And then they said, yes, you're 100% right until your girlfriend or boyfriend finds out.
Wow.
If you're single, you know, you ask, are you single until you're married? They said, yeah, you're 100% right until your boyfriend or girlfriend finds out. Seriously, how you treat your significant, I like this one. How you treat your significant other while you're dating is a clear indicator of how you would treat them when you are married.
Absolutely.
If you
Because
think
it does not change when you
if
get
you
married.
think of dating as a practice run, then work towards what you want your marriage to be like.
A man gonna change for who he cherishes. You better get that right.
Well, to me, in essence, you don't stop dating because you get married. You're still supposed to do those things that you were doing. Hopefully, they were right.
Hold on, Kai, you said false. We said a lot. Which part is false? So I want to know which part is false. So I can.
And Ashley, you right, because what the problem I've experienced in relationships and even in my marriage when I was married, I stopped doing the things that I did to get her because I get comfortable being with her. And so that's a problem that men have, even women, but more so men, because once we get you, we think that we don't have to do things to keep you. And that's not true, because we need to be able to stimulate you emotionally and mentally. It's not just a physical
we definitely got to stimulate each other.
And the same as women. We, you know, we stop swinging from the.
Do they still wear rollers?
We stopped swinging from the. Listen, don't talk about the rollers in the women head, because our grandmothers wore their rollers, but this was what they.
I'm just saying.
And they wore their rollers out in the streets. But what they did was they tied their little scarves up cute,
not a bonnet,
and they made sure that they were presentable when they went out. So,
Kai Can said something right here, and you're right. You shouldn't. She said, I'm not acting married if we're just dating. Right. But I think what they're saying, what this article was saying was, or what Google was saying, was that after we've had the conversation.
What is acting married?
I guess, what is acting married? I guess giving people married privileges. And what's the difference?
I'm assuming that he's talking about giving marriage benefits to single women.
It's a
what
woman.
What is acting married? If we're saying
if she giving a man marriage benefits and she's to a single man.
But what is acting married? At some point in time in your relationship, you are doing things that make you more appeasable to your mate in essence. So to me, what is acting married?
But
give me a definition of that.
He's saying what I'm.
She want to hear what Kai Can's quick, because she said, Kai Can said, I'm not acting married if we just dating. So I want to see what she means. She's asking that another woman, what it means to act married. So what does that mean? Yeah. And also, what is dating energy? I'd like to know that myself. What is acting married? We can assume, but I don't want to assume for people who are articulate, because y'all are communicating well.
Is it Shahar? How do you pronounce her name? Sharia said a man would change to get what he wants from the woman at the time too, not necessarily because he wants. That's a man that don't want her. We're not talking about if I was just giving an example. If a man wants you, if a man don't want you, he gonna do what it takes to get what he wants and go on about his business. That's true. But I was talking about a real man that actually wants you.
That was real.
That's your value.
So I guess changing and showing and sending a representative ain't the same person, because I think if he's trying to just get what he wants, he's probably just sending a representative.
Yeah,
right.
But and that's the key word. Change means to transform. That means that's not making a 360-degree turn. That's a 180-degree turn. That means I've literally changed. But if I send the representative, I'm just showing you what I want you to see
on the front end
until I get what I want. And people do that. Y'all know that. And that's why a lot of people are wounded, because y'all have met people who sent that representative. But I really would like to know what she said. You're getting dating energy when you're dating, but I'm not acting married while I'm dating. That's good. I'm gonna have to. Actually, we might have to explore that dating energy versus acting married.
Yeah, I need to get a better understanding because at some point in time, you're doing the same exact things in a marriage that you were doing dating or vice versa.
That's not
So,
necessarily true, Ashley, because if she not the one, no, you ain't doing that. If
We're,
she's
we're
so
not,
not.
we're
We're
not
talking about people
talking
who are in
about if she's
relationships. We're talking about people
in a
who are already.
relationship.
We're talking about people who've already had the conversation. That's
Yeah.
okay,
what we are.
okay,
In a
okay.
relationship, in
That's
a
what-
relationship, we do a lot of things that we before I got married, I had purchased a house with my mate. So we're doing a lot
yeah,
of
that was doing
things.
married things right there. I would have done.
But is that?
Yeah.
But watch this. Is
But
that?
that's your opinion.
Wait a minute.
That doesn't make it right or wrong.
But to me, that's married. That's married things though. That's not.
Yeah.
Under
So
the
that's what I'm
premise-
saying. So what is doing married stuff while dating? Because there are some things that go hand in hand. Like I don't stop having sex because I got married, or I don't start having sex because I got like we do. It help me understand like what does that mean?
Are we? But are we? Watch this. If what I am doing is it making us move towards marriage?
Well, I guess
If-
buying a house would help you move towards marriage if that's
Not,
if they bought a house.
not necessarily. Folks be moving in together and don't never get married.
But
That's
y'all
not
got
true.
married, right? After y'all
Huh?
bought the house. Y'all got married. Y'all got married after y'all bought the
Yeah,
house.
I'm just giving an example. I'm saying what my question is: if we're together, are we talking about moving towards marriage? See, because that's another conversation.
She said motives and mindset is the key.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is my if I'm dating you? What is my motive? Is my motive going towards marriage? What are we doing again? Because at the same time, folks be dating for years and don't get married. You don't make nobody commit to you. You don't make nobody commit because you don't feel that you deserve that man or you deserve to be married.
So let me play devil's advocate, and a lot of people they may or may not agree with this. I don't know, but the commitment of marriage is the piece of paper. People think that the piece of paper is actually what makes the man. We can sign all kinds of pieces of paper all day, every day.
Right.
That's why some states acknowledge common law marriage.
Right.
So my thing is that if we remove the piece of paper and it's the commitment between the two people,
that's right.
Then what differently am I doing as I am air quote dating than when they add that piece of paper?
It shouldn't be nothing because if I'm committed to you, I am moving towards that paper. If I call myself being committed to you, then we have committed to move towards the paper. So I'm going to be doing the thing. I have to show you, I have to prove to you that I'm your husband and that I'm going to be your husband and I'm going to treat you like I'm your husband and you're my wife. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying that commitment has to be moving toward marriage for me to treat you like you marriage material.
I like what I like what Kyle and Kyle Will said.
Yeah.
She said acting married equals living together, sharing all my time, checking in, sharing money, and major purchases. She's saying she's not doing that before she get married.
I get
it. And you ain't moving toward marriage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. And if she don't want to do it till after she gets married,
she's saying she ain't doing that. Period. She ain't say she ain't moving towards nothing.
But she can do that.
She said she's not doing it. She said she's not acting married before she gets married. She said dating is just hanging out, not necessarily exclusive. So here the question is again: when does dating? Because you don't go straight from dating to you go from dating to being engaged. So are you saying that you're not going to be exclusive until you've gotten engaged? Kyle Will? That's the question. I mean, that's her question. That ain't your question. That's her question. Is that what you're? Because that's the question I asked a minute ago. When are we actually in? When does my relationship status change? When do I change from? Because we know in Facebook we got single, we got in a relationship, we got it's complicated, we got married, we got divorced. But at what point does my relationship status change? Because I agree with Kyle 100%. Acting married means this. Dating means hanging out. So if I'm only hanging out with you and I decide to hang out with other people, at what point are we exclusive where we're only seeing one another? And that we've said already, there has to be a conversation. So prior to that conversation, I'm with Kai Will. I ain't acting married. I don't
Sharia
need you doing
says,
my underwear. I don't need you doing my cleaning. You ain't getting no key to my apartment. I don't need you come. I got a maid. I don't need you to come over here and clean up. I don't need none of that. We'll go out. I'm for real. You say after a conversation, okay, cool. That's
Sharia says paper and ring are just symbols. The commitment and vows are from the heart. The commitment and vow from the heart is what forms the bond.
No doubt.
It changes when both people establish it.
No doubt.
Oh,
no doubt.
It's gonna always come
this
back.
Has been good, you guys.
It's
gonna 11 o'clock.
I didn't realize it was 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it
is.
Have
a conversation, accountability to have a conversation, and then stick to what we agreed to.
Exactly. Y'all, the paper is very important to me too. I don't care. Y'all seem to be minimizing that paper, but that whole
we're
thing,
not minimizing. I wasn't minimizing it because it is important, but I wanted to break down the actual thing inside of it to get to the point that I was trying to get.
I get it, but I think so many people outside of us that aren't as intelligent as you and I
have
diluted that paper so much. That's why I think the line of demarcation has been erased, and that's why marriage and family is under such attack now, because we don't value it like we used to value it. It's still a commitment that we make in front of God and in front of our families, and we give our hand to the preacher and our hearts to God, and we make this commitment in the sight of God in front of all these people, and we're supposed to do it until death we does us part. But no, hey, yeah, we've had a good conversation tonight. I really think we have. Jimmy, I appreciate you for all of your insight. Ashley, I always appreciate you for your wisdom, and I really want us to continue to get this show, help this show grow. I don't want to be redundant where it seems, and tonight we did a pretty good job. We're not going to practice point the finger writers. We don't think that we're the Sanhedrin, but I think we've kind of connected and we vibe a little bit, and so we're starting to build us a little audience. And I appreciate everyone who listened on tonight. Listen, if you have not gotten your own personal On the Path to Better t-shirt, I don't have mine on tonight, but Jimmy and Ashley have theirs on. I have my I got
rolled up. I had to put my t-shirt on.
I did. Yeah, she got demerits, but I got my intellectual stew shirt on as well. I'm gonna give a shirt away tonight. I don't know. I'm gonna look in the comments.
That's a good one. I think that's a good idea.
I'm friends with everybody over here. Cause Sharia, did you get your shirt today? Sharia bought a shirt. Brandy got a shirt. Several other people got shirts. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I've enjoyed tonight's conversation.
Can I give a book, James?
Huh?
Can I give a book behind your shirt?
Go ahead. Jimmy's gonna give away one of his books tonight.
I'm gonna give away my book. Here it is. A man is not a boss until he finds a boss chick.
The first person to inbox Jimmy right now. First person to inbox Jimmy gets a free book. First person to inbox me gets and I have your size. If I don't have your size, I find it. And I have your size, I will send you a t-shirt. First person to inbox me, first person to inbox Jimmy. And I ain't got no problem. I'll show you. And
I'll mail it tomorrow morning.
And I'll mail it tomorrow morning. If you inbox me and you want a shirt, let me know what your size is. And I'll get you a shirt. Hey, it's late. We've been on since 10 o'clock. It's 12:03. Well, Patricia got her shirt. So
for those of you who are not one of the lucky winners, the shirts are $20.
$25 including shipping.
$25. They come in all great colors. They do come in both fitted as well as unisex. I'm wearing the unisex one tonight. Ladies, the fitted shirts, I would advise you to size up.
I get a different brand. I got another brand that works a little bit better. That brand, that's a Chinese medium or whatever I gave you last time. So, but
get you a shirt if you have not already purchased one.
I'm 2 shirts out. I'm giving away 2 shirts because 2 people just inboxed me, so I'm giving away.
Okay. So again, if you are not one of the lucky recipients on tonight and you do want to get a shirt, be sure to contact James. And if you are wanting to purchase a book as well, if you're not one of the lucky recipients, Jimmy can get that to you as well. The Cash App is up there if you just want to be a blessing to
y'all do that. I want to expand. I want to expand what we're doing. I have some other visions as it relates to what we're doing. And listen, this is called the intellectual stew. So our purpose is to try to stimulate your cognitive skills, okay? So like I said, it's not going to be, we're going to get deeper than just black men versus black women and all this. I don't want to be black men versus black women. I want to be black
We're
men.
not black men versus black women now.
No, but let me just say what I was saying, if you don't mind. Can I finish my statement?
No problem, but I want to put that out there.
I don't want it to seem that way, black lady. I want it to be black men and black women. I ain't scared of you. If you can hit me 540 miles away, you got a long.
Don't make me.
Cause I'm in Atlanta, baby girl. I'm good.
I'll be in your city soon.
When you come, will you make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
I will. You want to toast it?
No, I don't want
okay.
No, but I'm gonna try it with cheese on it. But now, everybody, I appreciate y'all for being on it. We're gonna do this again next week. I didn't even get to what I really wanted to talk about, because the question we were supposed to ask is a person off limits if they're in a relationship?
That's part 2. That's next week.
Yeah, we're gonna do that next week.
Maybe make whatever you say.
No, we might not. We're not handcuffing ourselves.
That's right.
What y'all need to do too, for real, y'all need to follow my Facebook page, because I ask a lot of these questions during the week. And if I ask these questions during the week, I'm really asking them to get content for the following week. Okay. So when you answer my questions, I'm not always looking for a yes or no answer. I'm really looking for you to see what you're thinking, so we can kind of deal with those issues. And if you have a subject you want us to talk about, inbox me, please. Inbox me. I have no problem talking about things that are relevant to you. Okay. Hey, it's 12:06. I've had y'all for 2 hours and 6 minutes. Some of y'all have been on here the entire time. I appreciate you all. You see the Cash App. If you want to support, please, $1, $5, $10, whatever you want to do. We appreciate you. And we'll make sure that we use it accordingly. And most of it, like all of it, goes to business. I got a job, so I'm cool on that end. But remember this, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Cummins kicked it with us tonight. I'm happy. And Sharia's here every week, and Patricia's here every week. But remember this. The world is changing. The question is, why do you remain the same? I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.